And welcome back to the second hour of this week's session of A Song of Tara. We rejoin the players and the characters where they have just come together again outside the Umbra in the Tellurian, standing in the middle of the road, looking up towards. I don't know what's that making that noise. Well, they're looking up towards the night sky, and well, some of them are anyway. So yeah, take it away.
Take it away, Arnie!
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Well, you're back.
Yep.
Get what you needed?
Yep. Well, we got help, but yeah.
Oh, really? Help from whom?
Dublin South.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Bennett got scolded.
Scolded as in told off, or scolded as in doused in boiling water?
He slapped her fingers.
Yeah,
A remark.
I have this feeling I'm going to have to call him Mr. Teacher next time I see him.
Oh dear.
Oh, he's gonna love that.
Maybe I owe him an apple.
Maybe.
Make it a red one.
What if he prefers green?
Oh, a yellow. A pink.
Do we know where we're going? Do we have an idea where we're going then, or what we're looking for?
It was Mr. Reinhardt.
Yes, at this, Taliesin's lips purse.
And he got into a car, and we have the registration.
Excellent.
Or we have it.
So now we just need to find someone who can run the plate, find out where it is, or maybe just track it as best we can as we are.
The police can usually run the plate.
So,
And I
going
happen to have a cousin.
Yep, we do seem to be running into her a lot tonight. We had our own thing happen while you were in there.
Oh.
Oh.
You get scolded too.
Raven appeared.
Oh.
That's
More
new.
of the prophecy has been revealed to us.
Okay.
Oh.
1 falls and 5 still stand, directed by an unseen hand. When all hope fades, when death pervades, strange allies appear, conquering ancient fear.
Sarah looks thoughtful for a moment. Then she shakes her head. Well, let's get back to it.
A strange ally.
Possibly. Might
Do you
explain it.
Do you think that means Raven knew all along, or is it just making it up as it goes?
Well,
Is the bed of prophecy he knew.
prophecy itself may be dynamic, but this
He
isn't a
might not have
discussion we're
known
having.
all of the prophecy. I've heard stories of people not knowing before they say it, ish. But I don't know if that actually holds true for him too.
I think this is a discussion we should have on the move.
I agree with the Alpha.
Yeah. Let's go.
So you get back into ye olde motor vehicle and take off towards where exactly?
If Taryn can do her hoodoo stuff here in the car, I don't know if she can, but if she can, we might as well just wait while she does so.
Yeah, well, she understood it as you were hell-bent on talking with her cousin again. So...
Can Taryn access the whatever system she needs to access, or do we need to talk with the police officer?
Yeah, because
You
if
can
Taryn
probably
can do it, there's no reason to talk
Exactly.
to Bennett's cousin.
There is a big chance that she can actually run the plates. Yes?
Let's do that then.
Actually, I'm not even going to ask you for a roll. You have sufficient stats for it. So yeah, you can run the plates. It's not exactly state secrets. So
If we run into this guy, we need to know what we're going to be doing against him. He's clever, he won't want to get involved directly, and if he does get involved, he'll have plenty of people to assist him.
You do find the number or the license plate. It's on a car that was reported stolen 2 weeks ago.
I expected that much. Who was it stolen from?
It was stolen from someone up in Dublin North. From the looks of it, an ordinary family.
Alright. Yeah, he was clever, sadly.
Maybe we should call some of our peeps and ask if they have any idea where he might be staying.
Yeah.
Well, you were part of the other club of leeches in this city, right? As far as I understood, we have 3. We have the one where he and Victoria is, and we have the opposing one with the big idiot who always have guards.
Connor.
And then we have the new ones.
The hand that rocks the cradle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems about right.
We know where Connor is. He's usually at that center of everything and high rises and shit, but do we actually know where Victoria and her gang usually hangs out?
Somewhere in Temple Bar, in the district of Temple Bar. Connor is usually in the actual Temple Bar, the pub which is called Temple Bar. That's the headquarters for them.
Yeah, but would he really be so stupid as to go there now? I mean, sure, they have silver bullets, but they did steal most of their silver bullets.
That is a valid point.
Yes, true. I mean,
And she is airing this out loud.
I'm guessing the rest of us will probably also be nearby.
Yeah.
But of course, the few you didn't steal might actually be on the important leeches. The VILs, very important leeches. Would they hide together, though?
I don't think they're hiding. I think they're expecting us to come to them.
Yeah.
Of course they are, they're not stupid. But
They're not hiding.
Yeah, they're not hiding. We just haven't found them yet.
No.
It would be easier if everything was just surveillanced. Then I could find him easily.
Well, you might still. I mean, you can check the cameras to see if the license plate turns up anywhere.
Yeah, that is true, but it's just they're so sporadic that it's a very far stretch.
Sure, it's a stretch, but what else have we got, really?
Blow up Temple Bar.
While you are driving, you get a text.
Kitty, stop it.
All of you.
Yeah.
From Theodora. With an address.
Just
Sorry.
an address?
Just a moment. Oh. Ouch. That wasn't particularly pleasant.
Like a small explosion.
Stop being sick.
Yeah, I'm sorry everyone, but I am in fact still not doing too well.
For next time, Joan, I suggest you don't sneak into my room in the middle of the night and make out with me. Because clearly you have the disease I had.
Oh shit! Don't even go there. That's actually legitimately. No, just no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no one here blames you for being ill, so let's.
Okay. Well, you get a message to come to a place called Bully's Acre, and all it says is, everybody to Bully's Acre. It's hunting season.
Yep. So as soon as Taliesin reads it, like, Connell.
Yep.
New directions. Bully's Acre. You know the way to go?
No, but
I'm
Alright.
going to.
GPS is a thing.
I'm going to point you to it on the map. Don't worry.
Our
It
bestest
is-
GPS is now pointing out the area.
Yes, Bully's Acre is right here.
Ooh, near the Guinness storehouse.
It is, in fact, very near Kilmainham Jail.
Hmm.
The old. It is in Kilmainham in general. The area called Kilmainham, and it is a former cemetery. It's now closed. Oh, it's not closed, but it's no longer used as a cemetery.
I guess now that everyone has a phone out is also when Fenner discovers, what the fuck brings like fish instead?
Oh shit, yes. Sorry.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on out of Tara.
Too
I
much.
don't think people have the time to answer if we ask.
No.
Well, the fact that they were actually able to write us that he was dead might have at least indicated a pause in the attack.
We could try writing back. I think she will send a text back saying what happened.
Yeah, while you're driving anyway,
Yes.
probably yes.
Yep. Probably approaching the speed limit, and then some.
Probably yes. You don't.
What
Shiva, you
car
don't-
is it that he got, actually?
What?
I have to ask Daniel that question. I don't know. I don't know the model.
I
So.
think it was.
Well, the idea was that Finna had sort of
Fished out what kind of
fished out of Connell what kind of car he wanted without causing any suspicion. Like, what's his dream car?
Okay, so it's an Impala then.
Ooh, nice.
Let's go supernatural on this.
All right, guys. You don't actually. Shiva doesn't actually get an answer back.
Didn't expect to.
Anybody else trying as well?
No.
Well, Taryn writes Siobhan because Siobhan just suddenly hung up.
Yeah.
Like,
You
Everything all right there?
you
weren't
get an
expecting
answer
it.
back after about 5 or 6 minutes. You get an answer back saying John is dead, Mary is wounded. I have no idea what's happened to Patrick.
What happened out there?
You get so you write that, I'm assuming,
Hmm.
and she writes back and says big attack. They're probably coming back.
Who attacked?
I'm not sure. Can't talk more right now. We have to get ready.
Same here. Take care out there.
We'll try.
Hmm.
Taryn looks very worried.
What did you find out?
To Siobhan.
Yeah?
John is dead, Patrick is missing, they can't find him anywhere, and Mary is wounded.
Let me guess,
They
they're
don't know what attacked, but they expect them to come back.
I was about to say, the sooner we get this sorted out, the better. Then, if there's, we can start focusing on getting them sorted out as well. If we can maybe find a way to reach them somehow.
Yeah.
Taryn looks thoughtful again. Girls, if he was right, if they're working together,
Who's working together?
South talked about that it was a little too convenient that the Cold War ended being a Cold War and became a full-out war after all the incidents with being boxed in and everything. We already know that they were prepared for it, so South, who was also kind of angry that he had a heartburn, talked about that they might actually be working together.
As in, the vampires.
The vampires and the Black Spiral Dancers. They want this city, and they want it now.
Never thought I'd see the day where the vampires would actually join up like
Well,
that.
Well, if you look at it,
Not both of the worm.
First, all of Tara disappears, then we have to split our forces, and now we can't help each other. This isn't just convenient for them, this was probably actually planned.
Hmm. then we need to make sure that we end this war in our favour as soon as possible. If we make this front vulnerable, the Black Spiral Dancer forces will have no choice but to compensate. That might give them Atara some breathing room, even if we stay cut off from them.
As you get to the or get closer to your destination, you get another text from Siobhan coming in. It says they're back. Gorman's gone down.
Taryn whines
And then
pathetically.
and then seconds later, it looks like she's broken off in the middle of a text, and she might have just managed to hit send. It just says remember.
Gorman's gone down.
Shit.
They're being attacked right
She
now?
was cut off.
Shit.
She just shows the last remember.
Remember.
How does she even have the time to write us? I
Maybe
don't
she
get
was
it.
hiding?
Never mind that. What?
The strangest things when they're hopeless.
Remember what though? What? Remember them? Remember the prophecy? Remember something?
Well, what was the last part of the prophecy? When death something and there's no more hope, then the strangest allies appear, right?
Well, would she know that part? That's only the later
Right,
part of
that's
the we've been
example.
told.
So we have to remember something.
The main one that they remember is that we must stay where we are. We must stay within Raven's Eye.
So you're saying she might be telling us to remember to not go there?
Possibly.
She might have just figured me out. The second I would have raced out there to see if she was alright.
Is there anything that any of us can roll to ponder this, storyteller?
Enigmas? Do you have that? No, I don't think that's actually a thing anymore. That was a...
Oh,
We
yes
have
it
no
is.
It
Enigmas.
is? You do have Enigmas. Let's see it.
Enigmas plus what?
Intelligence?
Wits.
Wits?
Wits. Wits.
Wits.
Nice.
Can I roll on it even if I have no dots in Enigma?
No, you cannot unless you
Yeah.
are
It's a
unless you are a
knowledge
jack of
you
all
needed.
trades.
Ah.
Oh, I have no successes, so maybe it's a botch.
Damn it.
Yeah, that is in fact a botch for Fenna, but it's not one where you can really make... It's just complete confusion. You have no idea what she means by that. For as far as you can tell, all that she's saying is something like remember us or something, but you can't be sure.
And
Then I
I
heard
rolled
the self
2.
confusion.
And I will spend a willpower to get a success too.
Yes.
So that's 3 then.
Well, you are pretty sure that she would... you can't, of course, you can't guess exactly what it is she was typing, because that's impossible. But knowing Siobhan, and you know her better than anyone else in the group obviously does, you're pretty sure that she wouldn't... If she's under attack, she wouldn't be sitting there texting...
Unless it was very important.
unless it was ludicrously important and there was something that she really needed you to know. So there is something... There's clearly something specific she wants you to remember. There's something specific that she wanted to convey. But the thing is, you can't know if it's something she wants you to remember or if it's a message that she wanted to relay to someone.
Taryn just sighs.
Yes. Well,
Fenna,
sorry. Go on.
Fenna, and this is clearly not her trying to make fun of the light of the situation, but just trying to, keep her own mood somewhat up. Grumbles something about those damn Phoenix being so unwanting to do what the Get Fenris tell them to do that even when Fenna, the last thing she told them was to not get beat up by anyone but the Get Fenris, because that was their job to do. And look at this now.
All right.
She mumbled something about that.
Yeah.
I will roll a rage.
Go ahead.
Don't do that in the car.
Yeah, who is tapping something? I don't know. Somebody is.
Are your pants dancing again, Hille?
No, I'm
Anyway,
not wearing pants.
let's see.
I'm wearing a skirt.
Wow, she actually gets one closer to getting angry.
Yeah.
This is the first time she's had a success on any rage roll.
Yep. Well.
You're
nice.
such a good poochie.
Yes.
And then she throws her phone directly at Finna.
Right.
What would
Attracted
it be?
willpower.
At this point, you arrive. Well, she doesn't. The frenzy obviously requires a lot more.
No, but she's very angry.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was completely uncalled for.
Connell stops the car.
Yes. You arrive at the Bully's Acre. You get out, and you can instantly see that you are not the only ones there. In fact, you are joined there by joined there by Xenia. You are joined by Nuri. You have Joseph there. You have Una and you have Theodora, and you guys.
And they will see something completely new.
Mm-hmm. An
Taryn
angry,
is yelling at Finna.
an angry Taryn.
She is scolding her so much.
And Finna is yelling back that she is not trying to make light of anything. She's just airing frustrations.
So am I!
I'm just sad, okay?
Connell looks at Taliesin rather expectantly. And if Taliesin doesn't react, Connell walks over to the two, having their little argument. Sorry, did you have your mic on mute?
Yes, of course I did.
Okay, so yeah.
That happens.
Even as Connell is looking, starts to look to Taliesin expectantly, Taliesin goes over to them, very firmly puts a hand on both of their shoulders, and he says, "Keep your voices down for mercy's sake. We're trying to be discreet here."
Taryn sends him a blistering look.
He returns it.
Werewolves out here isn't obvious enough.
Joseph waves you all over to where
Oh,
the
that's
others
over.
are standing.
Mhm.
And Theodora
Surprisingly.
is in lupus, but she's sitting on her haunches, perpetually snarling. I think is the best way of describing it.
Theodora is in lupus because that's the most comfortable for her since she
Yes.
was born that way, and yeah,
Yes.
So what's up?
and stumps over.
Theodora says we have there's a group of them in here, a large group, and Nuri has been checking the boundaries of Bully's Acre, and he confirms they're all there. Well, not all, but a lot of them are in there. There aren't any guards. I think they believe they're safe.
Is it Connor's or Neve's faction?
It's Neve's faction from the looks of it. They are.
So,
It looks like they've been using this place to. I don't know that much about how they do this, but I believe that her faction still uses burial. They still bury their members and then they dig themselves out. And from the looks of it, this is where they've been doing it.
so you think they're trying to create?
Which makes perfect sense. This place is no longer in use as a graveyard.
So they're trying to build up numbers.
Exactly. And from the looks of it, if I understand Theodora correctly, they have the numbers in there, but they don't know we're out here.
I looked between both her and Nori and say, we're absolutely certain. The guy in charge of that faction now is a devious little shit. Very intelligent, knows how to obfuscate and misinform.
Nori nods and says, I have looked all around the perimeter, and they are all in there. There is nothing. There is nothing. There are no guards, no traps that I could see, and I'm good at spotting things like that. There are no sentries out. It is just it looks like they're having a party, from what I can tell.
Well then.
From the Umbra.
When you listen, I mean, Bully's Acre is a reasonably large area, obviously, but you can actually hear music from in there. It's probably loud. From when you're up closer, it will probably be quite loud.
Oh, when she hears the music, she just smiles. Well, there's electricity, there's music, and when we can hear the music, it's probably not from CDs.
Oh, beep. So,
That was
well
a car.
well then, let us be the perfect little party crushers, shall we?
Oh, Connell, stop it!
I'm standing right here, Taryn.
Yes, that's just because Connell just makes that noise generally when he's bored.
Yes, there's a little car horn in the necklace because he's so proud.
Suddenly suspicious,
He has a
Connell.
remote control for the car horn.
Suddenly suspicious, Connell takes a look back at toward his car to make sure there's no ghost or anything playing
Nope.
with his
Nope,
his beloved.
Nobody's playing with his car.
Whew. Okay,
Okay.
let's go in.
Well,
There's news from outside, by the way.
Right now, I don't give a shit. We have vampires to hunt.
Mm. Fine.
Joseph looks at Taryn and says, "For once, I have to agree with Yarun. Let us hear the news when we get back out, but we cannot risk them getting away. Connell, you and Theodora are up front. You are our best warriors. Xenia, you bring up right behind them with me." Xenia doesn't look like she's too keen on being in the second row, but she doesn't protest. And
So I think
and the rest of us, and the rest of you follow.
all right. I turn back to the rest of the group, to the girls, and just say, we need to keep them more contained. If you see anyone just trying to make it away, you turn them back in or you wipe them out. Okay.
I assume that Finna has the shotgun again.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yes,
Well,
it's a good point, actually. I think Taliesin is torn between. I'm not Taliesin. I'm torn between whether or not to keep Taliesin in Homid and using the Remington, or whether to go Krenos and abandon the firearm.
Well, I do want to go sort of wolf on it, but it seems maybe better to start with the ranged weapon and then change later.
Yep.
I might add to you guys that in Krenos you can still use weapons like that.
Bit clumsily, maybe.
You can still pull a trigger, and your dex is actually better.
I just have to put the weapon down before I change. I guess.
all right. So you, well, I do need to know what form you guys attack in.
Krenos.
Krenos, okay?
Krenos.
Krenos.
Well, might as well put the gun down, change into Krenos, and then pick it up again.
Yeah.
Actually, can I change that?
Yeah, sure.
I want to be in Hispo instead, I think.
Hispo, all right?
I'd usually go for that, but then I can't fire a gun.
That's true.
But I don't know how to fire a gun, and I don't have one, even if I wanted to.
All right, so that's... what about Taryn?
She is using her guns in Krenos.
Yes. And what about Tally?
So Tally is same as Fenner, is putting gun down, going Krenos, picking gun up.
Okay. Then you do see when you pick up your guns, you do see Xenia looking towards you with this kind of terrible grin when she changes up into Krenos, and then she just flicks out her claws, drags them down the nearest gravestone until you literally see sparks flying, and then. And she wheezes this grin out, saying, "It's more fun when it's up close."
You have your fun, Xenia. I'll stay practical, thank you.
Covering fire.
She does send Tally this look of. You can you can read it without even rolling, and it's pretty much this yeah, that's what I'd expect from your tribe kind of look.
Oh, burn.
Yeah, no, Taliesin takes that in stride. Definitely takes that in stride.
And then on that note, what's her face? Theodora pads up next to Connell, changes up into Krenos, nods to him, and leaps over the almost 2 meter tall wall that separates the Bully's Acre from the parking lot where you're standing.
Yep. Connell does the same.
Yeah. Everybody else follow?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
In the order given. So yes, you get into the Bully's Acre, and okay, I'm not going to ask for dice rolls for this because it would be we would still be here 6 weeks down the line rolling dice.
Cool.
So I'm just going to handle this through narration.
Sure.
You get
Actually,
sorry?
I just want to say that since the only shots Finna has are quite valuable, it's in her case mainly a case of it's not a case of going melee ranged. It's a case of going melee and having the gun at hand just in case
somebody looks like they might be escaping, and yeah. Yep. Okay, no problem. So basically, you get into. There's a little bit of echo. Could you try and say something? Thank you. It is a bit weird that occasionally he has to do that, but it did
sounded
actually...
like the superhero turnover thing. That now we're changing scene.
But it did
kind of a mix
help.
of that and a turkey gobbling.
Yeah. Okay. Now I have to. Now I can't get that mental image of Rasmus in a turkey costume out of my head. That's just hideous, guys. Thank you.
I'm going to look up when it rains then.
Yeah, well, no, then you would drown. All right,
Well,
guys.
I just don't want
Back
to
to the story. You guys get into Bully's Acre. Bully's Acre is nowadays it's a park, if you would, of it's fairly large. Obviously, as the name suggests, it is an acre. I'm just gonna link to you, give you a link here so you can go and have a look-see. And so there are a few photos there that should give you an idea of what kind of place you're looking at. So there are still gravestones and such like in there. You as you leap over the wall, you realize that that the party, if you would, is taking place down towards one end of the area, where a group of as many as probably between 45 and 50 of people are gathered. And Some of them you recognize. I will point out who they are once this whole thing is over, but some of them you do recognize. It's not even a contest. Even if they are armed, and they are, and even though they do recover and fight back, and they don't stand a chance. It's about, as I said, between 45 and 50 people, admittedly with firearms, but who are suddenly getting pounced upon by about 10 werewolves. The best way to describe it is that this is an abattoir. This is like an industrial butchery. Limbs are flying. Theodora has one in her claws by the time the rest of you catch up. At which point Connell has already basically planted one huge paw around the skull of a woman and just squeezed until her head behaved a bit like an overripe tomato.
Pimple.
And yeah, pretty much. And he's already on to the next one. Xenia and Joseph, when they manage to catch up as well. Joseph is a surprisingly effective warrior, although he clearly fights very dirty.
He's a rugged man. It's allowed.
Xenia at one point grabs one of them and throws, calls out to Connell and throws this vampire through the air towards him so he can do whatever the fuck he wants. With an incoming. I'm going to
volleyball.
It is a. By the time that vampire actually comes to rest on the ground, none of you would really be able to tell that had at one point been a humanoid creature at all. There's just not enough left of it. The rest of you get involved. Everyone has a chance to draw blood. Everyone has a chance to kill. However, the thing is, at least for some of you, it's impossible to tell who it is that actually gets the killing blow in, because two people might be pummeling on the same creature at the same time. At one point, one of these creatures actually does try to run away, and this is one of the people that you know who is. And Fenna is close enough, lowers the shotgun, fires off a dragon breath round, and incinerates the creature. Quite literally, you have a 10-meter long flamethrower. Which suddenly catches this vampire and just completely incinerates it.
Yeah. Poor Taliesin has to get up closer to use his properly, but
it is glorious. It is magnificent. It is the stuff of absolute carnal nightmares. And it's extremely one-sided. By the time this is over, none of you have anything more than superficial scrapes, partly because you had complete surprise, and partly because they didn't have silver.
Yeah.
Nobody here actually had access to silver bullets. The whole thing is over in as little as 2 minutes from the time the first blow is struck and until everyone is standing there looking around saying, any more? No more than 2 minutes has passed. Everybody is soaked in blood and intestines, and yeah. You are also keenly aware that not everyone you killed here today was a vampire. Not all of them. Not all of them were.
so
But
some of them would have been.
Maybe they were ghouls.
most likely.
That is entirely possible, or they might have been something else. You don't know for a fact.
What we do know is that they aren't decomposing.
Exactly.
They could have been so new because this is the breeding grounds.
That is possible, yes.
They could have been ones that are about to be turned.
Yes.
There's a lot of what ifs and could be's.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
There's
no
among the
opportunity to
ones
find
that
out.
you knew who were is this guy. He's now very much an ex-leech.
Uh-huh.
Good thing.
Eye blades.
This is the guy who tried to run away and who Fenna managed to turn into a briefly lit torch.
He was the one who couldn't smell us.
Yes.
Huh.
Hmm.
And
But
she certainly couldn't
And-
this time around either.
Finally, there is... Here we go. This guy.
Syrian.
Yes. Those three are the ones you recognize.
Hmm.
So, for the... for the record, those are the three that are now very much ex-vampires.
They are very deceased,
Yes.
completely deceased, and they will never walk again. In
True.
fact, you might never be able to find the pieces to piece them back together to a complete corpse.
Mm-hmm.
One of them smells incredibly a lot like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Very, very bad off Kentucky Fried Chicken, judging by the worm taint.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's why it smells of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I think as this sort of quietens down, I would like to see if I can listen out to see if anyone, not if anyone got away, because it's pretty clear nobody got away, but just that there's no one else in the area other than us that we can tell.
Nope. You
Nope.
are alone with the rapidly decomposing corpses of a great number of leeches, and the not so rapidly decomposing corpses of a few others.
I
But
assume that the
nobody else.
Yeah, none of the others, none of the non-vampires or the ones that don't appear to be vampires are recognizable either.
Those three are the ones that you knew.
Okay. So yeah, I think Taliesin will growl. No, Reinhardt.
Meanwhile, in the background, Finna is trying to high-five whoever is standing closest to her, and if that someone happens to be Theodora, I'm guessing she's being left hanging. Like, what are you doing?
High five! Oh, don't leave me hanging! And then Theodora just, like a puppy who
What are you
doesn't really
doing?
understand, tilts her head like, what?
There you go.
Taryn looks kind of dazed. She's just watching. A little too numb for comfort.
I think if Klinos werewolves can smile, they'll all
they can.
see. They'll all see Connell standing somewhere drenched in blood, just smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad drenched in blood was already taken, huh?
Senia comes over to Connell, pats him on the shoulder, just sort of to let, just to sort of show some appreciation from someone within the tribe. Theodora looks everywhere to see if there's if anybody is still moving, and obviously, well, nobody except you guys are moving.
I'm kind of happy she's not just like, movement! Ah, Theodora, it's me! Oh, sorry.
And
Ooh,
then,
movement! Ah!
and then she leans her head back and howls.
Connell joins in.
Yeah.
Better joke
This
than
is
shoot.
victory. Clearly, this is victory. There's no way this is not victory.
Yes, I'd like to use this as a second opportunity to initiate the Call of the Wild gift
Yes.
as we join in the howl. So I need to roll it. Give me a second. Come on, where's the thing on the page? Don't do this to me.
While there's howling, Taryn looks around like, no, that's not his blood. No, that's not his blood. That's great. Just disappeared from him, and that is not his blood. Okay, they're fine. One.
There is also no question, of course, that that out of the group, you guys, Connell did take the lion's share of actual kills. Not
course he
only
did.
was he first in, but he is an Arun. He did get quite a bit of blood under his claws tonight.
That's what he's there for.
Yeah, true.
Question, Tally. What is counted as a success for that roll?
I don't know.
Oh, you just made a roll.
Yes.
What were you rolling? What's
Call
the
of the Wild.
difficulty?
What was the
did-
difficulty for the roll?
6.
Good.
Then you don't
have-
get any successes.
Exactly. This is why I'm saying please don't use the dice roller. Please,
One,
or
two,
not
three.
not the character sheet dice roller. Please just roll however many dice it is you have using the normal dice roller, because the character sheet dice roller is seriously bugged.
Well, as Daniel found out, as long as you only use the top one on the dice pools and just put in the number you want every time, it works.
Yeah, just
But anything else,
please
it's
just
fucked.
use the normal dice roller instead, because this thing
easier.
and this thing is too buggy for me to trust it. So
That's why I always hover over to check the numbers.
yeah, exactly, and it's easier to simply, if you just roll the number of dice you have. It's simply,
Ignore that, please.
Yeah, sure. But it's just easier to do it that way. So for future reference,
Okay.
you because that means means no successes. So
That's a shame.
Yeah.
But
It is a
yeah.
shame. But it's
Still
still
doing
a
it.
magnificent howl.
Mhm.
it's a very loud and very triumphant sound as the group celebrates its victory. The first person to stop this is actually Joseph, who walks over to Taryn and
Taryn never howled.
and says, well, the first person who was involved in it. It's Joseph. He stops and walks over to Taryn and puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "You said you had news."
Patrick is missing.
Oh shit!
Gorman is dead.
Oh God, no, not.
And Siobhan was cut off in the middle of texting me during a battle, so it was something very, very important.
What did she say?
She never finished it. Just remember.
That could mean anything,
Exactly.
and we cannot.
But
get
she
to
would
them.
never write during a battle
No,
unless
she would not. She's a consummate warrior. She wouldn't do that. Ah, fuck. This is.
Dublin South thinks that the Black Spiral dancers might be working together with the vampires because all this is a little too convenient for all of them.
I am starting to think he might have a point.
I mean, if you look at the facts, at first it was one big bubble. After they made Tara disappear, suddenly it's maybe two bubbles, we don't know yet. But at first everyone at Tara disappears, then we have to split up. And now we cannot help each other. And they're under constant attack out there.
I know.
We also got another part of the prophecy.
Good. I will hear more about that when we get back to St. Stephen's Green, but I suggest we all get there now, because if, with the news you just gave me, everybody needs to know.
Yep.
Everybody, very good work. We just made them hurt. We made them hurt a lot. I don't care if they can recover their numbers faster than us. This will hurt them.
I hope sooner than later we find Reinhardt.
Well,
We will.
we will find we will find whoever their leader is, and we will make them pay.
Hey.
I guarantee you within the next 24 hours he'll find some way to hurt us back, but we will recover as we do. Make them pay for everything they do to us.
Well, we shall see. We shall see.
Hey, if it's okay to go around my alpha like this for a moment, just if anyone sees Reinhardt at any point, contact our pack, because I know his scent and I can track him if I know where to get on his trail.
That is really, really good news. That is super good news. We'll definitely keep that in mind.
That explains why he didn't stay with his two goonies. He didn't want to be caught by our pack.
Is it just me? Joseph says, and looks a little disturbed. They are throwing lives away, or lack of lives, or what existences. They're throwing soldiers away. It's like they don't care about how many of them die.
Why should they? They can make a new...
Well, yes, but the individuals that die should still... I don't know, don't they have any kind of self-preservation?
Taryn just starts shaking her head. With everything I've heard and seen, they don't care about each other at all.
No,
Yeah,
they
but
care
you'd
about
think the
themselves.
individuals were selfish.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
perhaps there's some sort of bond, or I mean, perhaps they can force these people to do something they don't
I
want to.
suppose that's a possibility.
That seems like... I mean, I suppose you could pay them to go out and do dangerous stuff, but that seems less likely, and if we're not ruling out supernatural means, then...
Well, it is kinda odd, right? Why would money matter much to someone who has a possibility to live forever? And why would
Yeah.
they throw it away?
Taliesin makes his way over to the group. All this is important, but we mustn't linger here.
No, Green.
No,
Green.
let's get back to the game.
Darren writes Fina, making sure that she's still alright somewhere.
She is.
Hmm.
You get an answer back right away, and she's okay. And on that note, I think we should take a short break. And then we can rejoin you as you guys go to the green. So we will be right back, guys, and everybody stay tuned for the final hour of this week's A Song of Tara.